CBS Atlanta News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
Good morning and welcome to Public Affairs on Peach this morning. I'm Brandon Rudnicki. You know, this is a topic that is getting a lot of attention lately, bullying. And October is National Bullying Awareness Month, but it isn't just children who find themselves the targets of bullies. Most recently, you've probably heard about a news anchor in Wisconsin addressing a man she says bullied her through an email talking about her weight. Listen to this.
The truth is, I am overweight. You could call me fat, and yes, even obese on a doctor's chart. But to the person who wrote me that letter, do you think I don't know that? That your cruel words are pointing out something that I don't see? You don't know me. You are not a friend of mine. You are not a part of my family, and you have admitted that you don't watch this show. So you know nothing about me but what you see on the outside. And I am much more than a number on a scale.
All right, this is not the first time that a woman's weight has been targeted in the media, and it's certainly not going to be the last time. And those of us who are in this news business, we are well aware that our looks and our lifestyles are constantly criticized by our viewers. This news anchor making a point in an editorial to the person who wrote the letter. Here's more of it.
The internet has become a weapon. Our schools have become a battleground, and this behavior is learned. It is passed down from people like the man who wrote me that email. If you are at home and you are talking about the fat news lady, guess what? Your children are probably going to go to school and call someone fat. We need to teach our kids how to be kind, not critical, and we need to do that by example.
All right, joining me this morning, Susan Rudnicki. She is a clinical health psychologist and a personal trainer. Susan, good to have you here on the morning show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let me address first off this news anchor from Wisconsin. We talked about it a lot on our morning show when it kind of happened, when she went on air and had her editorial. You know, I don't think it was the best format for her to go onto a news program and address an individual. This guy wrote her an email, and we read that email. It was talking about her weight and that she was supposed to be a better role model about obesity, and that obesity kills. She should be a better role model for her kids. She went on the show and kind of blasted him in an open air format. And I didn't agree with that tactic that she decided to handle it, okay? We do agree, though, that bullying does happen even to adults. We said on our morning show, as our lifestyles are criticized all the time, you know, I've gotten emails about my lifestyle constantly from viewers. I choose personally to ignore them because I feel that if I respond each time individually to those emails, I'm almost giving that person weight, that I'm almost acknowledging their point of view. How should someone handle someone if you know, a critique or if they're being bullied online in an email?
I think you're right. I think that, you know, there's lots of different strategies depending on the situation. And also what is happening with social media is that people are being bullied in different forums and more public forums, so it has more catastrophic effects. So there are different ways of approaching it. Number one, like you had talked about, is to ignore. Now, the situations where things someone cannot ignore and they harass, bullying can lead into harassment that is persistent and does not stop. What does a person do at that point? So after ignoring, then you have to contact other people to become involved with it. Call parents, school personnel, administrators to become involved. And I think it's our job as psychologists, social workers, people in the community to really educate people about how important it is to not downplay these issues that are going on in the schools and also with adults, as we see with Jennifer Livingston.
Yeah, you know, and I think, and you may agree with me or not agree with me, and maybe I can learn something, but I also believe that, you know, when somebody writes me a nasty email about my lifestyle, okay, you know, I don't feel the need to spew that anger and to spew that hate back. Because to me, then I become a bully. And just because I'm being attacked does not give me the right to go and attack you. Because if I'm asking for respect from all angles, I also have to respect other people's beliefs. Right? I don't know.
Right. Well, I think what you're talking about with bullies in general, what we have to do in our society, period, is to create a climate of accountability. So people have to take responsibility for their actions, and that's where it needs to be. The people who are actually doing the bullying, whatever it is, at an early age. This happens from an early age. By 10 years old, these behaviors are ingrained in the child. So it starts as early as 4 and 5 years old. So we have to create that climate in the families and the school systems of accountability. So if a child does do something, leading to detention, suspension, and then also following through with consequences with the parents, and make sure they follow through. Another key thing is don't talk about the emotions of it when they're kids and teenagers. That's what people get sucked into very easily. You focus on the behavior and don't get emotionally involved with it and just follow through. And that's how we stop bullies.
All right, yeah, because by the time you're an adult, usually people who are bullies as an adult were usually bullied when they were kids. All right, we know that to be fact. Let's take a kid who, we've got these kids in elementary school, right? Now there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's text messaging, there's picture text messaging. And we're seeing a lot of bullying going on that way. Maybe someone taking a picture, an unflattering picture of somebody, and then suddenly posting it on Facebook and Twitter. Do the schools need to take on a bigger responsibility? Because I've seen cases where the school's like, it's a personal Facebook page, there's not much we can do at the school.
I think they do, because it really does bleed into the schools when the kids are doing things on Twitter, harassing kids on Twitter, Facebook. It does affect the social climate of the school atmosphere. And I know a lot of schools have zero tolerance and follow through with it, and it makes a healthier, safer environment for the kids. The schools that don't follow through with the zero tolerance have much more behavioral problems. And I'm, working in the community, I see both sides, and I really see it works again, that accountability, that when you're a student, it's really your holistic approach as a teacher, as someone who works with kids, to teach them how to not do academically, but how to be a good person. I think that's part of education.
Is it wishful thinking, though, to honestly believe that bullying will just come to an end and it'll stop?
Well, I think you bring up a good point. We think that bullying's become worse. I really think it's been the same over time. We think about The Outsiders, that movie. Karate Kid was made years back, and a remake is made recently. It's the same issues. It's always been there. What's different is that the social media has made it more magnified. Right. More people are involved. It's become public, so that so many more people going along with social psychology and groupthink, everyone kind of jumps on the bandwagon and
making it that much worse.
Making it much more catastrophic for the victims.
And I think we've seen over the last couple of years some young children taking their lives because they were bullied. And perhaps that's where we're seeing, when you're talking about Facebook and Twitter and all the social media, suddenly it's not just me bullying you.
That's right.
It's me and 30,000 other people online who are now kind of attacking you. Susan, thank you so much for your time this morning, kind of opening up some of that dialogue. Coming up.